confused about what has been done to the Koran, by whom, when it was done, and which reports of alleged abuse are actually accurate. That may, in fact, be the intended goal of the entire exercise. Our goal tonight to clear up any confusion as best we can. In a moment, the guidance regarding that from Raghida Dergham. First, a quick recap. The Pentagon confirming that it has identified 5 incidents of Koran mishandling at the U.S. detention facility in Guantanamo Bay in Cuba out of 13 allegations it has investigated. Of those, officials characterizing 2 as likely to have been accidents, downplaying all as infrequent relics of the detention center's first days, that would be in early 2002, and taking pains to stress that Islam's holy book was never flushed down a toilet. That claim made by Newsweek in its now retracted report. Of note, it appears that neither the retraction nor the apology that preceded it ever made it into the magazine's Arabic edition. As mentioned, we're joined now by Raghida Dergham, the senior diplomatic correspondent for the newspaper Al Hayat and an MSNBC analyst. Raghida, good evening.
Good evening to you, Keith.
These protesters look at the Pentagon statement and presumably say the U.S. is disrespectful and dishonest, and many in this country would probably look at the protesters and say the U.S. is forthright and trying to correct a problem. Why can't we please anybody? Is either version of reality correct here?
Well, what's clear is that there was a mishandling by the Pentagon of the whole story to begin with. From the very beginning, I think they should have simply said, we are outraged if any such thing has happened, and we will investigate it fully, and we will put the investigation up front. Instead, they were outraged by Newsweek and its report, and they turned this whole episode to attack the media and to have more control of the media and to spin. That is one of the problems. The effect is that there was a disbelief that Newsweek acted on its own when it apologized or retracted its story, and then now we hear of mishandling. And the word mishandling of the Quran by itself leaves a terrible impact on those people who already have recalled the visions of what happened in the prison of Abu Ghraib and in Guantanamo Bay, the Guantanamo prison, which really a lot of people are saying shut it down. And I think it should be by now. It's become a stigma for the United States.
Another measure of the cultural gap here. Are there considered to be degrees of desecration regarding the Quran? Would the protests today have been the same if the allegation were thrown in a toilet or thrown on the floor or anything else?
Well, Keith, of course, you know, anything when you take a holy book and you bring the issue of throwing a holy book in the toilet, that, of course, is a more instant outrage than, say, the holy book on the floor. The fact of the matter is this is the word of God for the Muslims, and it is offensive to use it for interrogation or for, in a way that it's desecrating the Holy Quran. I noticed that the women, I think they were in India, the Muslim women, when they were demonstrating, I saw that they were burning the Constitution of the United States. In effect, as if they're saying, well, this is our revenge, but we will not go as far as burning the book of God, the Holy Bible. So I think, of course, there was a total outrage at the report of the toilet, but I think any mishandling of the Quran is offensive to Muslims.
This news tonight about the Newsweek retraction and the apology not getting printed in the Arabic edition of the magazine nor posted on the Arabic website of the magazine, is that as important as it would seem at first blush, or with the internet now and translations in and out of English as readily as it happens, does that not really make a difference? Well,
you said it. It actually has been covered throughout the Arab media in reports about what Newsweek did, first in apologizing and secondly in retracting the story. I don't understand why the Arabic Newsweek did not publish fully its apology or retraction. I think they should have if they didn't, but I think it was well covered throughout the Arab media in as far as the Newsweek angle of it. Then the Arab media was, of course, trying to also focus on what happened to the responsibility of the media altogether, the American media, and that it was questioning how come there was no accountability and transparency when the American media really got it totally wrong on the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq as a justification for going to war, and a war later, the American media really did not apologize or did not really take itself to task seriously. So Newsweek should be, of course, if they had been wrong and they said they were wrong, they apologized as they should have, but I think we should take a deeper look at what's the responsibility of the media here altogether.
Lastly, big picture, there's so much conflict and so much in conflict between these two cultures. Does it surprise you that what seem like the easier things aren't being handled smoothly by the U.S. military or, in at least one case, the U.S. media?
But isn't this where it matters, Keith? Normally it's what we think is the easier thing, and the fact of the matter, it is the culture of secrecy, the culture of everything is justifiable in the name of the war on terror, and that is wrong. I think the bottom line is that we are doing something totally wrong in not letting the International Red Cross, the humanitarian, we need to be more transparent. Guantanamo must be put under international jurisdiction, otherwise just shut it down. It's become harmful for the United States.
Raghida Dergham of Al Hayat and MSNBC, as always, great thanks.
I thank you, Keith.